The adult beverages are poured, very literally this week. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 8-year-old, almost 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Now, there's nothing that goes better than a delicious beer along with an amazing game, and we are so excited to launch again this year.
Yes.
I think a third year running when we might have first introduced it, the Summer of Beer. This is new dads discovering the whole new world of beer that exists to us. So to, kick up your feet and relax after a long day of dealing with little hellions. Yeah. These are little beers that we had found. One of us will like and the other one will not like.
Yeah.
We had our famous History of Side Launch and a few other ones that did not go over so well.
Yeah.
But we're starting off strong. And I think generally we're going to try to find stuff that's readily available. I don't know that we succeeded so much on that this week. I feel like this week's selections are a little bit local here to Ontario.
Yeah.
But with enough promotion from shows like this, maybe this will be the catalyst to them taking off. But in fact, I'd actually say just how delicious this beer is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to itself just take off.
Okay.
So for myself, it's Stray Dogs. This one,
wow.
Which is the type of beer I'd never heard of, like California Common. Never heard of that before.
No,
but this is stunning. This is such a good beer, and it's one of those amazing things where I'd gone to a beer festival.
Okay.
Which was so great. Got to try this one there, and was floored by it. Absolutely delicious. Really wanted to have more of it, and then lo and behold, they are right in my neck of the woods. I can practically walk to these guys.
What a coincidence!
Yeah, right. So just amazing. And I'll say their other selection too. When I was last there, so I had stopped in to get this can for the show, and it's on the way to daycare, so I'm probably going to be going there quite a bit. But there's this other one, Shaggin' Wagon, I think it's called, just stunning. And that's a hoppy one, but it's one of those rare occurrences where a craft brewery does a hoppy beer without being obnoxiously hoppy.
Okay, yeah.
So delicious. It's unbelievable. But this one, literally called This One.
This one, yeah.
So Stray Dog Brewing Company, This One, California Common. I find the description really great. Actually kind of nails all the key points. So award-winning California Common has a moderate malt presence, intertwined with balanced notes of toast and caramel with hints of rustic wood and mint on the nose. For me, all of that hits except maybe the mint, especially the notes of toast and caramel. Absolutely. It's so good. It has a beautiful copper color and finish as crisp as an autumn morning. When they ask when they ask what you'll have, point to the can and say, "I'll have this one." You'll be glad you did. And they're not kidding on the color. It is just stunning.
Yeah, wow, it is.
One of those instances where you have the beer and then you just keep thinking about it again, and then finally it kind of appears again and you want to have it once more. So it's not a kind of light summery type of ale. It's not crazy heavy either by any means, but just stunning and delicious. If you can get your hands on it, in Ontario at least, I think they're in the LCBO. So if you can search them out, if you come across it, highly recommend. And in fact, anything you can get from this company, they're doing some amazing stuff. So Stray Dog Brewing Company, This One, California Common. My pick for this week. Delicious.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to top this one or that one. It's hard to put that into a sentence. But mine this week is, again, pretty local to Ontario. So, again, we're kind of limiting that choice. But it is Naughty Otter. And I'm actually going to crack this right now. I did have one before.
We'll get the auditoria there. See, listen.
Oh, there you go.
That just sounds good, right?
But it's from Thousand Islands. So around Kingston area in Ontario, and it's just a clean, crisp beer. There's nothing. If you don't like hoppy beer, this is probably one to go to. It's not too aggressive. It just seems like it's just one of those things that you can come home from work, crack one, not worry about any sort of taste that might be offending to anything. So it's it's just clean and crisp. I can see this just as like a back deck type beer.
Perfect.
And the funny thing is, again, the graphic, we were going on about the graphic, how it was kind of a neat sash thing, but then the gopher is kind of like this weird Alice in Wonderland cat kind of smile to it. But I don't know, I kind of like finding these craft beers just because of the crazy cans they come out with, the artwork, the sayings, and then even the tastes are all different. So this is one that I would totally recommend as just something that's your average, your base go-to beer. So it's a good one for the dads that enjoy that.
Nice. And the slogan of "Stay naughty." Sure.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's like, yeah. And it looked like in that same line they had a wheat beer and I don't know if it was an ale or a different one as well. So it seems like this naughty brand has a few across it. So there'd be some selection for anybody who would want it. So
grab a series.
So excellent. Perfect way to go. So, thanks to everybody who sent in suggestions, and keep those coming. If you'd like a beer feature, we'd love to hear from you on that. So, yeah, we are excited to kick off this year's Summer of Beer. And a great start, too, even though it's a little bit more hyper-local. But if nothing else, people should be coming to Ontario to experience it. It's a wild time for beer right now.
Yeah, it is.
I had called a friend, while I was at my beer festival, I called a friend to see if he was maybe available to come out. He was literally at another beer festival.
Wow. Okay.
There were like two happening at the same time. And it's like, wow, we are just like drowning in amazing beer at the moment.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's a good thing to have. And it's good that you went to a beer festival and came away with recommendations and didn't just forget them, because that happens a lot too, where there's so many out here. So there's hundreds, thousands probably.
Yeah. And I think
we'll go through them all.
Yeah, every single one. I was happy it's available too, because sometimes I'll find, especially at like festivals, it's so super niche that you can't even purchase them. Like they're not available in the LCBO beer store or any of the liquor stores in the States. So it's kind of nice when you can see they're small enough to be interesting and approachable, but not so small that it's, you have to go to somebody's garage to buy.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
All right, so that wraps it up. As I said, anybody toss in your suggestions. We're excited to bring back the segment. We're breaking all traditions. We're now going to hop into Gaming Dad Victory of the Week.
Nice.
So each week we feature an exceptional gaming dad and often their kids who are doing fatherhood and gaming so well. This week's victory goes to me. Like I won it this week.
Look at you.
because my son literally said, "Can we play the racing game?"
You need a cheering sound. That's amazing.
He came home from school and said, "Dad, can we play the racing game?" And just like tears streaming down my eyes. Because the kind of wider story around that is there is a Nintendo Switch in my home. Now, not purchased.
What? Did you purchase something? I don't know.
I didn't buy one yet. This has certainly convinced me of it, but I just need to space out purchases for sure.
Yeah,
and I have so many games to get through. It's kind of like tricky.
Yeah,
but a great friend of mine lent me his Switch, which I was excited for because specifically for the kids around
of course
he had played the only levels he'd ever beat was Mario Kart, like at a Walmart or something.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play that out a little bit and see could he start to get into it? And lo and behold, yeah, man, he loves it. He's not asking every single day. He's not trying to play it for hours.
No, that's good.
But we just get that occasional game in. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
And he's still he's not quite as good as I remember in the store. Well,
he hasn't practiced. You need the Switch there so he can get into it. Can't expect a one-off.
I think too, it's also because we're doing split screen. Because I'm selfishly playing. I should probably just let him have the whole screen. He might do a bit better.
I think you meant let him win. You're like, no. He's going to learn the hard way.
No. He's got to earn that. He's not just going to get it. But, it's wild. So there's just something so amazing about Nintendo and how they put together products and games.
Yeah.
He picks it up. he laughs. He just absolutely loves the thing. And like it, because it's just the steering. Of course, like the gas is taken care of, especially when you're just using the two. They're not nunchucks. What are they called now?
The Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons, right? So
Yeah.
now that you can just grab the Joy-Con and like steer it naturally.
Yeah.
And the way the levels are done in Mario Kart, especially in that mode, the gas goes by itself, and you get to the end. Like it always steers you kind of the right direction. It's kind of hard not to finish the race.
Right.
So there's been some cases where he wasn't last.
That's good. There's an improvement. There you go.
Right, getting there. He's a long way off from beating me, but that's okay. He's got that mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And I'll say too. So and then Mario Odyssey, you might have mentioned it, but I think I might have glossed over it, but that 2-player is a riot.
Yeah, where one's the hat and the other one's actual Mario. So
yeah, so he was in stitches. Like he couldn't contain his laughter because like we'd play a game. So he's the hat. And he's just whipping around all over the place,
right? Yeah,
being silly. And I'm trying to I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get you, like running after Mario. And of course he goes flying off screen again. Just loses it. It's just a riot. And then secretly, I'm trying to beat this level, of course.
Yeah. Like, you're trying to complete the. Yeah, I get it.
I'm trying to do some challenges, but meanwhile, he's just kicking around having the time of his life. So
yeah,
that type of stuff where it's the Mario Kart, he's able to kind of get in and just have a great time. So much so that he requests it now sometimes.
Yes.
That's amazing. And
rite
then
of passage.
an extra game like Mario Odyssey, which you would not see as a 2-player game, somehow ends up being this hilarious 2-player game.
Yeah.
Like, man, Nintendo does such a
they have a magic to them, right? So they put out these games that I think people kind of see them as just repeating and redoing the same thing over and over for every console generation. Like, oh, they're going to put out a Mario game and a Zelda game and a Mario Kart. But again, there's like a certain magic to them that they never get old. They always give that younger generation like a new kick. And even I'm smiling at the end of it. So it's just something about how they create their characters and give life to the game. It's just everything is just a little like nugget of life. Like nothing's bad about it. It's just so good to see. And my kids have had a blast with that. So I'm glad to see that your little one's getting into a Switch, and then you'll get your own,
Yeah.
So
well, the question's going to become if they do launch the cheaper version. The problem is like what I noticed in one of the renders, and I think these renders are just wild speculation at this point, but it seemed like what they might do to reduce costs is just have the Joy-Cons non-detachable.
Yeah.
That's fine, and smaller. Sorry, and also smaller. So it reduced, which I'm actually kind of interested in. I kind of like the thought that it's a little bit smaller, even more portable. That's kind of cool. But I don't know, without having the Joy-Cons, like that just seems like kind of a cheapening of what the system is, because that's a real fun thing. Even with some of the, so of course I'm playing the Switch a bit too.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And some of the extra moves that you get when you have the two controllers, like it's kind of interesting. Like shake the two controllers and Mario rolls. If you shove the controllers left or right, the hat will like spin around real fast. Yeah. Like, extra things of it. So I don't know. I could see one way or the other. I think a Switch is going to end up in this household. I'm going to wait to see what happens with the cheap version.
Yeah. And
see where we go to. Like, what have been like some of your biggest takeaways? Really, from like you've had a Switch in your home for a while now.
Yes.
Which that was. I remember that being a surprise of the century, as far as like.
Yeah, it's almost been a year. It was a birthday gift from my wife and family. So yeah, no, that was a huge surprise.
So a year in, like, what are, if you can think back, like, what have been some of your biggest takeaways, moments of joy, like surprises that you've had with your family and the Switch?
It's gonna be cliche to say and kind of cheesy, but it definitely brings gaming together under kind of one umbrella. So with the PlayStation, no doubt we still play together on that, but it just seems like the Nintendo is ready to go with it. And all the games that they kind of push are not family friendly, but family oriented. So you can get people in and out of the games, Joy-Con snap in and out. Like you don't have to be hunting for controllers; they're all there. And then he can even invite friends over, and we can have a 4-player Smash Brothers tournament, no problem. Like it's not a problem. It just happens. And for me as a gamer, I probably have put more hours on the Switch than I have my other systems, just because of the portability. I will play that thing in handheld on the couch, chilling out in a hoodie at night, and then like just put it back on the dock and I'm good. Like it's just an awesome platform to have, and it's just way more powerful than a 3DS because I never got a 3DS. My kids have that, but this kind of fits that mold where it's I can have that console experience, but not taking up a TV and not kind of, I don't know. You have to kind of sit down and get into that gaming feel when you want to game that way, and this is just power on, go. So I am definitely recommending it. I think it's a great family edition to any household.
Yeah, have you brought it for an extended family outing? Because one thing for us, like I brought it, we went to visit my parents. My brothers and sisters were all there, and much like you said, it's like a Mario Kart session broke out.
Yeah,
of it, right?
yeah.
Because I was able to just put it onto the counter. Kids are, of course, running around all over the place. My niece and nephew actually really loved it. They got into it, got to grab a Joy-Con, but that just bring it out, plop it down, throw some Joy-Cons. Everybody kind of immediately understands, especially with Mario Kart, because it's just the car goes automatically.
Right.
You shift it, you can drive. So like you said, like you captured that perfectly. Like a Mario Kart session broke out.
Yeah.
Does that happen? Because I'll say like that was one of the things that we all made fun of Nintendo for.
Absolutely.
Remember?
In their commercials and their launch things, you're like, that's never going to happen. Rooftop parties and stuff. I'm like, that does happen. Like if you bring it anywhere that, especially with households that don't have a console or it's not set up to go, you put that down on like the table and just like a quick pop in a game thing, and people will just gravitate towards it. And it's a cool thing. And then people don't view it as gaming per se. It's a weird experience. Like they look at Nintendo as kind of a fun thing to have. So it's been a good experience, and I have taken it to places like other houses and stuff, but haven't taken it on vacation. I don't think I could do that just because it's kind of expensive to carry around. But if you know where you're going and you know you can bring it home in one piece, absolutely worth it.
Maybe not camping or hiking, but like
I wouldn't do that. But
if it's a timeshare or condo or something, you can. So what I was starting to battle with is, I absolutely adore Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Right. Like I used to play that game ad nauseum for the 64. But later in life, because I never owned a 64 during the actual heyday. It was like during college, like I just got my hands on it.
Okay.
Now, the problem is this is definitely a loaner Switch. I eventually intend to buy one, but that's not guaranteed. Who knows what happens? So the question becomes, okay, do I purchase the game with and kind of roll the dice to say, okay, I may only get to play this for like a month before the Switch leaves, and then theoretically I may never get a Switch again, or it's one of those things like if only there was a Blockbuster, I could walk through and rent the game. Well, but I don't think anything exists anymore, right? So
no,
I don't know what to do with. What would be your recommendation?
I think your new Blockbuster is actually the library. Where if your library carries some games, I know ours carries a few.
Switch
you could check
games?
them. Switch games aren't there yet. I think they're coming in now, but they have a whole bunch of other things. Like they have PS4 games, so they can't be far off. But places like that where you can almost borrow it, I wouldn't necessarily purchase it, because Mario games, including Smash, they just hold their value like crazy. So it'll be like a $70, $80 purchase unless you can find one used.
So that's the thing I'm kind of thinking, especially since it does hold value, is it's almost like I could buy it used and then sell it used in 2 months for approximately the same price.
Absolutely.
Now, again, that's a little bit of risk involved, but
you'll definitely sell it, and it will be the same price. There's no Nintendo games they don't usually come down. I think there's a promo on now for $10 to $15 off, but that's the most you'll see. It's a weird. They never put their stuff on sale, or rarely put their stuff on sale. So you'll hold the value, and Smash is amazing, and you'll get addicted to it and then just never want to leave it. So it's really up to you. If you want to say bye to your family for a bit and go
so the library, like folks, get out to your local library. Like it's just like it's
nuts now, right?
It's really so. What I'm looking at is the Ottawa here. I'm seeing PS4, Xbox, and Wii. So they have a bunch of Wii games. So they're not on Switch yet. But still, what I'm seeing here is, though, they got Assassin's Creed Origins, Attack on Titan, Call of Duty World War II, Gundam Versus for some reason, On Xbox, they got Arkham Origins, Dark Souls 2, FIFA 14,
Wow. Okay, that's sad. They should throw that in the basket. Just
Forza 6. That's
Okay.
a recent title. I can say see all, and then it jumps over to Wii. So unfortunately, it looks like
so maybe check your libraries to see. I know my kids just got Yoshi's Woolly World and something else that's new. So who knows?
so I think someone's like, so it is like on the website.
Oh,
So Super Mario Odyssey. Sorry, not Smash
not
Brothers,
Smash.
but I'm seeing Super Mario Odyssey. It has all the details of what it is, but it doesn't seem like it's actually. Oh, suggest for purchase. So I can like,
oh.
so I can tell them, hey, buy this game. So I'll be on the website daily, just like cranking, like, hey, get this because I'm cheap.
Yeah. You
Okay.
should just find a local competition so you can just at least play it. And then just go in there, rock it, and then get out.
Yeah,
while you can.
go get embarrassed and like it's like, well,
Well,
I'm terrible
yeah.
at this game. I can't play this.
If you film it and just put it on our page, that'd be even better. But, you know, you don't have to cement your moment in time with stuff like that.
Okay, so let's see it here. So I'm looking. I'm doing a used search.
I will say, in my experience too with Switch games, I do like physical cartridges, but with the Switch, I found digital is awesome. Just because, again, you could be on the couch. Switch games not a problem. You don't even have to get up. I'm not
Yeah,
saying I'm
this-
super lazy, but it's amazing.
I disliked going back to physical media. So the one that I borrowed, it had just all the actual like cartridges for it. And I'll
Yeah.
say like hopping between that, I have not missed at all from the old consoles. Like
No.
having everything downloaded digitally is so nice. That's such
Yeah.
a great. Like which of these games you want to play? Okay, bing, 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 bing.
Yes. Yeah, and that's where I got my games from. The guy that was selling them, the Zelda and the Mario Kart, he was just saying he was going to get his stuff digitally. So he still made $60 on them, and it really only cost him $15 to upgrade to digital.
So how much does it cost? Okay, so Nintendo. So I'm still googling stuff here, but this will bring us full circle for the Switch conversation.
Right.
Nintendo online.
And you get reward points, which you don't get with any other, like you don't get that with PlayStation. So Nintendo has gold coins, and it's used as real money to discount your next game or any other future purchase. Which
Like
again,
every
pretty cool. You don't have to do that.
now this is saying $59.99, but I think that's US.
Probably.
So Canadian, it's $4,000. Okay,
Oh, that's a little expensive.
man. Some of the other stuff too you see on Mortal Kombat. When I saw Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch,
Mhm.
it's interesting, right? Because firstly, great, just any game you would want.
Yeah.
It's there, but then somehow it just also feels out of place along, Yoshi's Crafted World
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey and Mortal Kombat 11.
And then this
with all
bloody
the
11 that's
fatalities.
like just etched into like the flesh of somebody, and you're like,
yeah, it's a
different.
bit. Yeah, it's a little hard. Okay, here we go. So we're in the Canadian version. The Switch. 380. It feels like that's come down in price then recently.
Oh, for the console and
For the
Switch?
console itself, yeah.
What I will recommend as a Canadian and an Ontarian is Shoppers Drug Mart is a gold mine.
For
You hit them-
Switches.
For Switches, you use your points. It's basically like getting free games.
Oh my goodness.
Start shopping at Shoppers Drug Mart. That is a turnaround. It's a dad gold mine. Dad gaming gold mine.
There you go. You heard it here first. That's a
Any-
gaming dad tip right there.
It totally is. Any place with points where you can use those points to buy other things, gaming wise. That's the go-to.
Man, Fortnite's on there? That's interesting. I don't
What?
like Fortnite, but like,
Oh, on Switch?
yeah, just to have it like mobile, that's kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I tried it out. It was pretty cool. It worked. Like it
It
wasn't.
certainly works.
It just works. Like there's no real details of that game.
Okay,
but-
I'm a little frustrated how hard it is to find Super Smash Brothers on this website.
Is it their own website?
Oh,
Nintendo's?
okay. It's here. It's because it has the character it's showing up front is the guy from Persona 5.
Oh,
I did-
Joker.
So I just glazed right over it. And I didn't say like that's not Smash
Right.
Brothers. All right.
Because it's been out so long, and they're just advertising the new character. And you get back.
$80 without tax.
Yes.
So with tax, that is a flat $100.
It is a full purchase.
Man,
And
that's
Nintendo does charge tax on their store, which sucks.
Oh, of course.
Sony does not yet. I'm not sure if Xbox does. But I think that varies from place to place.
Yeah, that's a bit hard to take. And a quick search online didn't have anything for sale. So like the answer might be made for me. That's fine. I might just be out of luck, I think.
Yeah, it's either you do digital, you pay the full hundy, or you get a used copy and then you're stuck with a cartridge, which you could sell.
That's fine, but it's just like that. They're still not good prices though, because even like on the physical ones I'm seeing online, full price is still just like $80.
Yeah, and they just went through a tournament, so it's probably pretty popular still. And
Was there a big tournament?
Yeah, and then the release of the showing of Banjo-Kazooie and
Right.
the hero characters are coming.
Yeah. So that's $100. I think that's a little tough to take because I'm trying to save up to buy a Switch in the first place. So that's a bit much.
You need to get the Switch with the Smash in it. That's your solution. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
They have the
winner.
combo pack.
I will mention, and I hadn't mentioned up to this point, he also lent me Breath of the Wild.
Oh, you got to pop that in.
I got Breath. So I want to beat Mario Odyssey first, which I am adoring. He described when he lent me the console. He said,
"How much time? How much time do you have?"
Not a lot. It's probably going to take me a year.
Why are we doing the show? You need to get in there.
Yeah, this is the wrong place to be. I should really be prioritizing. So, anyways, I have plenty to do besides doing with Smash. So,
okay,
that's okay. We'll come around to it. But I think the experiment has gone swimmingly well. Good. My son now knows the vernacular of, can we play a racing game?
Perfect.
Yes, my son. Yes, we may.
Absolutely. I have it right here. There's
like, well, man, we've done that a few times too. Just like brought it to a different place. Kickstand.
Yeah.
Tiny little Joy-Cons. And joy was had. My goodness. So.
Happy.
That's it. So. The beer has been delicious. The news was fantastic. There is no Smash Brothers, but that's okay. We'll save that for another episode, and we'll wrap it up for this week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you'd like to reach out to us with a question, a game tip, or a Gaming Dad Victory of the Week, we'd love to hear from you. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or our website at newdadgaming.com, Twitter as well, if I hadn't mentioned that. If you'd like to subscribe to this podcast, we're on all the big networks. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, any of the other podcasting services. If you like the show, we would really appreciate a like, a review, and a share as we try to get out to as many beer-drinking, Switch-loving dads as possible. Until next time, my name is Trevor, and I have a wonderful Nintendo Switch, 2 Joy-Cons, and a couple of kids, 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old.
Yes, and I'm Jeff. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and a Switch that Trevor needs to pair with me. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna drop by and borrow your Smash Brothers. Wait, do you have digital?
It's digital, so you have to come over.
You're no good to me. Forget that visit. We'll come over. We'll pair all our systems up. It'll be great.
Yep.
Wait, does it do? If I bring my Switch, is it like my Switch has 2 players, your Switch has 2 player?
I'm not sure with that game, but with Mario Party, it does some pretty cool stuff. I also have that one.
That is awesome. Okay, duly noted. We're gonna figure this out.
Yes.
See you next week.
See you.